play?
Let's start the game.
All right. So, you're still on your quest to find the magical sword, right? And last we left off, you were on your way to the enchanted forest. And as you walk among the trees, you hear birds chirping every now and then, and occasionally a sunbeam warms your skin a little. It's a quite lovely walk, actually. Until suddenly, you hear something approaching, and you can easily tell it sounds large and heavy, and it moves fast. What do you want to do?
Oh boy. I have a sword. I could fight it. But I'm small, and I'm alone. I could try to run away. But what if it's faster than me? Oh God. I will hide behind that tree over there, please.
All right, okay, so just in time, you manage to hide behind this oak tree when a 10-foot tall, massive troll breaks through the tree line. It has not spotted you yet, but it looks angry or hungry, that's hard to tell. And it pauses and sniffs the air. What do you want to do?
I think this is way out of my league. And I think I should run away now. So this is the beginning of this talk, and we've never met before. And you might think you don't know anything about me. And I don't think that is true. I think these 90 seconds have already told you quite a bit about what kind of person I am. And by the end of this talk, you will know why fighting 10-foot trolls tells you stuff about yourself and about others. So what we just did there is called a tabletop role-playing game, or for short, a TTRPG. And TTRPGs, they always come down to one thing basically, and that is you create a character. And then you tell the story of this character. And there are many, many ways to do this. This is the sort of classical setup in which you have one person being the game master. The game master is the sort of main storyteller, like the puppeteer of it all. And the game master describes scenarios that the players find themselves in and acts as a mediator between the players and the story. And the players, as I was just, describe what these characters want to do and how they behave and why. And just as these stories can be of magic or of spaceships or of sentient stuffed animals, these characters can also be whoever you want them to be. For a very short while, sitting at this table, you can become somebody completely different. You could become a grumpy old wizard who accidentally hexed off their ears. You could become a fluffy pink elephant who dreams of being an astronaut. What you will not become is an actor, because there are no scripts. Everything is improvised. And everything that happens because somebody is making a choice. And this is what makes tabletop role-playing games so interesting. In each character that we play, there is a tiny part of us. With each character, we get to live a life that never was, and we get new perspectives on ourselves in different worlds. And that is why nowhere in the world have I learned more about who I really am and what truly matters to me than sitting at a table like this and pretending to be somebody else. My journey of self-discovery through tabletop role-playing games began about a decade ago, and I was 22, and like a lot of people in their 20s, in a bit of an existential crisis, because I had to figure out what to do with my life. And I was constantly worrying about the future. So when I was invited to my first table, I created a character who was easygoing and just went where the day took her. Her name was Pippa. She was adventurous and she was spontaneous, and she had a really strong wish to see the world. I also have a very strong wish to see the world, but where Pippa seeks the thrill of adventure, I am scared of loud and sudden noises like doors banging. And I'm a massive overthinker, and my anxiety about life in general seeks its equals. And in case you're wondering, yes, that is very exhausting. And it was way worse when I was 22. So believe me that I was excited to, for a few hours a week, leave all of that behind and just be somebody without a care in the world. That was the plan. And major spoiler warning, that is not what happened. And what actually happened, we would like to show you now, and I would like to invite you to circa 8 years ago, when Pippa, played by me, and Pippa's friends, played by my friends, discovered an underground temple of a long-forgotten goddess.
Okay, so you've made your way deep into the heart of this ancient temple. And it's quite dark down here, but you have your torches to provide some light. You can easily tell that these halls have long been abandoned. There's like thick layers of dust on the ground, and every now and again, roots from plants have cracked through the ceiling. And somehow you feel watched. But every time you turn around, there's no one there. And as you proceed the tunnels, around the next corner, you see a golden shimmer. And it comes from a nearby room. What do you want to do?
I will sneak towards the corner and look around. And if I don't see anything dangerous, I will motion for my friends to follow.
Okay, so you carefully enter the room, and you can immediately see the source of the golden shimmer. And it's this beautiful axe. And it's lying on a withered stone altar in the middle of the room. And there are delicate runes engraved on the handle. And most importantly, you feel there's a powerful magic that like radiates off of the axe. And while you still take in the entire scene, the rest of your party, your fellow adventurers, also enter the room, and you can see that the wizard is very keen on the axe. And he approaches the altar.
Wait. You're not just going to take this axe, right?
The wizard looks at you and says, why not?
I mean, clearly, it is a holy artifact on a holy altar in a holy temple. So A, it would not be very nice to take this, because it's probably important to somebody. And also, don't you think that the goddess of this temple will be sort of mad when we just take her axe and maybe just come down immediately and smite us? And I will not be smitten just because you want to look cool slaying zombies or whatever.
Yeah, but what?
Or even worse, clearly this is a trap. Who just leaves an axe like this lying around? As soon as you touch the thing, doors close, water comes rushing in, or the spirit guardians that secretly guard this place will attack us, or the axe itself, right, will come to life and attack us, and we're gonna be dead, and it's no good to us. If we're dead, the axe stays.
So the wizard turns to you and raises one of his eyebrows and goes like, Pippa, relax, it's gonna be all right. And he grabs towards the axe.
No, I try to tackle him.
You want to tackle him?
If that's okay with everybody, yes.
All right, just give me a second, please. Okay. Oh. Well, here goes my plan. Here's the thing. I had a really big monster prepared for at the end of this temple. And I just wanted to help them out by giving them a powerful weapon. I really thought they were just going to take it and move on. But back then, I didn't know Irmi too well. So 8 years ago, when this happened, I had learned 2 things about her. 1, she has a few very strong convictions, and on those, she does not budge at all. And 2, if I ever needed a crisis manager who's able to foresee every possible outcome of any situation, she's the one for the job. Both of these things surprised me at the time, because I knew Irmi from gym class as this easygoing person. And in the beginning, Pippa was just like that. But when we played through the temple scene, stealing the fictional axe, potentially triggering a trap with unknown consequences, that is something that goes so much against Irmi's core values that even though she wanted to be chill about it, she just couldn't. It was too important to her. And in this way, Pippa, the fictional character, showed me what Irmi, the real person, really cares about. And this is the interesting paradox in tabletop role-playing games. You pretend to be somebody completely different, but the things that matter to you most will always show in your fictional character, because they are what makes you you. Now, this does not mean that because you want to steal a fictional axe, that you would want to rob a bank in real life because you love stealing. But what it can mean is that gaining power might be more important to you than avoiding risk, or that your curiosity is just stronger than your fears. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, we're being a bit dramatic. After all, we're still talking about a game in which grown-ups come together to play pretend being wizards or stuffed animals just for fun. But while the characters and the stories in tabletop role-playing games are fictional, the emotions that come up during the game are very much real. There is no fictional emotion. So when you hear a child is crying, it does not matter if that child is fictional or not. You do want to help it. And even when you set out to play a really evil character, and you make all those evil choices for them, you will still feel bad about it. Because our emotions always show what we really care about.
Sorry.
Oh, yes.
The wizard and I, we're just not seeing eye to eye on this. Like, what are you doing here?
Oh, I was just talking to this audience about how you really get to know people when playing TTRPGs together.
Oh, you mean when I understood that there are people who are willingly walking into traps because they think the reward is worth it?
Yes.
This might seem like a strange learning to you. You might be sitting here and thinking, of course you take the axe. To me, this is mind-blowing. It is one of those things where I learned that something that I thought was true for everybody was really just true for me. And tabletop role-playing games, they are so good at manufacturing these kind of moments because everybody brings their core. and they lay it out in a game for everybody to see. And looking at tabletop role-playing games under this aspect, it made us realize that there is so much more to them than just having fun with your friends. And many other people have realized this too. Tabletop role-playing games are being used in therapy and in education, and as we also do it in team building and team development. But for our taste, there's still not enough people that know about it. We want to bring our passion and our learnings for these games to more people because we believe that anybody can benefit from playing TTRPGs. And moreover, we believe that they provide a much-needed tool for our society because they let you create and train empathy. They let you understand why people do the things they do, what they think, and what they really care about. They literally let you walk in somebody else's shoes for a while. And we're facing great challenges in our very immediate future. And we need to tackle them together. We need to learn to talk to each other and understand each other again. Because if there is one thing that we have learned in a decade of role-playing, it's that you do not fight a 10-foot troll on your own.
Do you want to go tackle the wizard now?
Yes, please.